That sumbitch as tough as woodpecker lips.
The Southern Saturday Podcast.
Oh, well, come on, son. You couldn't whoop a pitcher of meat.
It's like giving your ears a big glass of sweet tea.
Come on, boy. Shit.
Drink up and enjoy.
Guys, welcome to another episode of the Southern Saturday Podcast. I got a very special guest today. It's long overdue, Mr. Jay the Plug.
Man, thanks for having me, man. This is awesome.
It's not quite as awesome as these fucking shoes you sent me, though.
Well, I mean, not much is, right?
Man, I'm telling you, y'all got to check Jay out right off the bat. Tell him what you do.
I customize shoes, cleats. Shit, I could customize that chair. I mean, I just do a lot of artistic, not autistic, but artistic work. That might be
You might think he's autistic when you see the work. It's
I was going to say that could be
unbelievable.
it. That could be my genius thing.
Yeah.
You know how like they can play the piano and shit?
Uh-huh.
That could be me. I could just be able to paint.
Dude, I watched one the other day where they're like, these autistic kids can read people's minds. And it was wild. Like they would have Uno cards behind these kids, and mom would be holding up a card, and it would be like a +2, and the kid would be like, the kid was nonverbal, but he would pick up a thing and be like, +2. And
It's
they're
got
like,
to be a trick. What?
so like, and the autistic kid tells them, he's like, it's because we don't lie. He's like, we're telepathic because we don't lie.
So you mean to tell me that if
I was like, so Abe Lincoln could read minds?
no shit, George Washington.
Honest Abe was a mind reader. He couldn't see John Wilkes Booth coming, but that's a mind he couldn't read.
Yeah, George Washington. If he didn't go talk about him cutting down that cherry tree or some shit, wasn't that George Washington? Or was that?
That's right, chopping down the cherry tree.
Yeah. I cannot tell a lie.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Abe Lincoln freed the blacks.
Right, but he was also Honest Abe.
Honest Abe. That's right.
So, full autistic, could read minds, just not John Wilkes Booth.
But
never saw that coming.
Abraham Lincoln wasn't autistic, was he?
No,
Autistic
that's what
Abe?
I'm saying. I'm just the kid saying that because he can't lie is
Yeah,
why
I
they
know.
can read minds.
That's crazy.
But they were doing, and it wasn't just one kid. They were showing all these other parents that were like, these kids were literally reading what they were doing. Like they would do a multiplication problem on a calculator and look at it, and the kid would be where she's sitting, and it'd be like 572. Like, get the fuck out of here.
So hold on. So it's showing the kid on camera.
Right.
And you gave him a kind of a little lisp there, like it might be a
Yeah. Well, I
autistic.
mean, it's different kids. I just picked for one.
179. You're right. So,
He read it like a lisp robot. A robot with a lisp.
So he's looking at the camera, and there's somebody behind him holding something, and so we don't see what's behind the camera.
No, we have
Like,
there could be
a
somebody
mirror.
behind it going
Yep.
+2.
You know what would be funny is if he was like, wrong, dumbass, it's actually this. And
Yeah.
someone's like, oh shit, he's right.
It's like, dude, so, that would be great if
Right?
he's correcting him. Like, it's like it reminds me of my baby videos, like my mom. You remember back in the day with the old VHS big handheld recorders or whatever?
Yeah.
So my mom would be sitting there and I'll be looking at like a kid's book when I'm like 1, and I'd be going through the alphabet and I'd be like, ant, bear. And like I get to walrus and I don't know what it is. And you see the camera cut and come back on and I'm looking at it and I'm like, walrus. I was like, Mom, who do you think believed that you didn't cut that off and tell me what it was?
You're like in a different shirt and shit. Oh, yeah.
Like, who do you think believed that I just thought of it while you were cut?
At least she did that with you. Whenever I was a kid and I was learning to read, my dad was going over, I don't know why we were reading about this, but it was about muscles.
Yeah,
And I kept saying musicals instead of muscles.
sure.
At least she tried to make you look smart. He goes, God damn it, and threw the book up in the air and just walked off. Seriously, I'm going to go have a cigarette. And then he goes out and has like 12
so
Marlboro
great,
Reds.
man.
And, yeah.
And I watched this video of this woman the other day, and she's watching her son from the time he's little, like T-ball level. No, it had to be coach pitch until he's in high school, and he's just striking out. And every time you hear her behind the camera going, God damn it, Charlie. Like everyone for years, for 20 years, you hear her just like, God damn it, Charlie. Yeah. I was like, I don't think baseball is Charlie's sport.
And then the fucking pros eventually,
Yeah.
damn it, Charlie.
Charlie's not. He wasn't a strong baseball player.
yeah,
he was
probably-
consistent. He
probably
had
not
some
a pro for
consistency
sure.
about him.
Well, that's good. I mean, as long as you're consistently bad. I mean, it's still consistent.
You know, that's something that's gone though. Like home videos are actually gone. All you have is like 10-second videos you took on your phone. That's gone. My mom's got me wandering around the house for hours
Yeah.
just on an old VHS tape.
Just
And every
following-
now and then she would be videoing our Christmas tree, and it would just say like, well, they got me on camera again, and I'm fat and pregnant, so I'm videoing my Christmas tree over that part of the video. That's how my mom was.
My mom.
She's like, I'm not looking bad on camera.
The same way. My mom would always be behind the camera. She'd never be in front of it. And if she ever was, she would do the same thing. She
Just
would
record over it. Yeah.
And everything had a tracer. Remember, like if she did put on the Christmas tree and she moved, it's like a fucking ghost.
Yes,
And like if she's
yes.
following you around, all of a sudden you're here, but you like kind of sway this way. Yeah.
Dude, you remember when you used to put in a video and you'd be watching like somebody's graduation, and then all of a sudden it would cut to like Young and the Restless? You're like, who recorded this? That's where a kid accidentally hit record on the VCR.
I had to record my shows on something, my stories.
My stories.
Aunt June. Oh my God.
Dude,
Oh my
I think Victor
God.
Newman is still on that show.
The Young and the Restless?
I think so. I think he's still on it. He's got to be 97 years
I
old.
hate
but
the
I mean,
fact that I know who this guy is. Like
Oh,
the fact
yeah.
that that's in my brain because of my aunt. Like that's crazy. Like I keep looking over here at my wife for anybody who's wondering who it is. Like she's just standing there looking at me like I'm crazy. So sorry. But yeah, the Young and the Restless. Oh my God. I remember we used to call it The Days of Our Lives.
Oh, that's right.
And
yeah,
the only
yeah.
time I learned that it wasn't The Days of Our Lives is when Ross corrected Joey on Friends. There's no the. Remember?
Yeah,
felt so
because he
damn
was in
stupid.
it. He was
Yeah.
in the show.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Drake Ramore.
Yes, and his twin brother. His evil twin brother.
Striker.
Yeah, dude, you're a Friends fan. I
We're
was
talking
such a Friends fan,
We
man.
watch that shit all the time. We go to sleep to that.
Oh, that's what I did. I had them all bought before you could stream anything, and I would
Yeah.
fall asleep to Friends on my on my MacBook.
You'd wake up and probably hit replay and it'd all start
I
over.
could watch it. I could watch it over and over again.
Quote, season
I would
7.
watch the seasons, and then when I got done, I would always skip season 1 because I hated it, and I would just start it 2.
Sorry, I'm the same. I fucking hate season 1.
Yeah, I
it
do too.
sucks. The pithy bullshit dialogue.
Yeah, I agree.
It's hard.
It's
to
like
watch.
you can tell they were just trying to find out if they had a hit show,
Yeah.
and then they were like, "Okay, we need to take this serious."
They were phoning it in for a
oh
minute.
yeah, it was. I mean,
then
that's how good TV was back then. It was
They gave him a fucking monkey. And now
Yeah.
I'm like, what the?
all of it sucked.
Yeah, everything you had to add a monkey. That one movie with Clint Eastwood, they were like, Clint, we need to try something new. Let's put a fucking orangutan with you. And that's one of my wife's favorite movies.
Really? Why?
You can speak up.
My dad made me watch it.
Her dad made her watch. Is what she said.
Yeah, right. Yeah, her dad. So
Well, dude, I feel that though. There's some nostalgia to things. Like Tracy Lawrence, "Time Marches On" is my favorite song, not because it's the best song ever. Literally, just because my mom used to let us listen to it over and over in a car.
Time marches on.
Yeah, so it's just now it's
Great
my favorite song because
song.
of it is. It's a good song, not the greatest song, but
It's a great song. Not the greatest, sure. I don't know. What would you consider the greatest song? Like Bohemian
It would,
Rhapsody, maybe?
I was about to say that, or maybe like a "Don't Stop Believing." It's got to be one of the big, huge
I
ones.
fucking hate Don't Stop Believing.
Just because it's overplayed, or you always hate
Just
it.
wait for all the hate, dude. Like, I'm just waiting for all these, like, people are going to say comments and shit. I love it. I eat it up.
Yeah, but
hate on me in the comments all you want.
I don't care who hates what, but why do you hate it?
Overplayed. Anytime I
Yeah,
hear it, I
that's
think
what
of
I
some
figured.
drunk frat
Yeah.
girl. Like, it's my song. I hate the woo-woo girls.
So you probably
I
hate
hate the
Sweet
woo-woo
Caroline
about it.
for sure.
No, I love it.
Really? But that you don't feel like that's also overplayed for
Not in a bar.
woo girls?
No,
That's the only place I hear "Sweet Caroline" is in a bar.
really? I hear it because I'll listen to it.
Caroline. And then
because-
all the people in the bar say "Bah, bah, bah."
yeah, just like Margaritaville and shit.
Yeah,
those are
it's
fun.
the same.
But like, Don't Stop Believing doesn't have like you hear the ba ba ba. It's not like Don't Stop.
I get what you're saying.
Believing.
You
know,
don't
stuff
have
like
anybody that joins in and
Yeah, there's-
like Dixieland Delight or like Sweet Home Alabama. Everybody's got the Roll Tide, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Those
And
songs are fun.
the first time that she and I went to New Orleans, I wanted to take her around where I like kind of grew up a little bit. We went to a bar, and I'm trying to remember the name of it, Spirits or something. But there are tons of those. But I had them play because her name's Carolina, so like I had them play Sweet Caroline. And
Sure.
yeah, it's just kind of been something between us. Like I just always love.
Well, of course you don't hate that song then.
But-
I mean, Jesus.
I'm very when it comes to this woman, I'm very nostalgic.
Yeah, I feel you.
But yeah, but Don't Stop Believing. I think the version from that Teddy Swims came out with, phenomenal.
Haven't even heard it. Love Teddy Swims.
Oh man, phenomenal. He's got a new song that's coming out. God Went Crazy, and it's pissing me off because I keep checking his page to see when it's coming out. Unreal. Shout out Teddy Swims.
Dude, yes, big shout out to Teddy. He's a fan of mine. I'm a fan of his. I love him.
Good for
I love him
you.
to death. He wants to come on here, but it's just one of those things. Like in Mobile, Alabama, it's hard to find him to have enough time to.
I was about to say,
come
dude,
here.
I'm sitting here and Teddy Swims ain't been on.
Oh yeah, dude.
Wow, I feel special
one day.
as shit.
One day, whenever he slows
Dude.
down a little bit, I know how it
Dude,
is.
I'll fly him out. I'll
yeah.
pay for him to fly out here. If
I
you
told
bring
him
me out
I'd
here to
do
meet
all
him.
that. Yeah,
Shit.
for sure.
I've sent DMs to him to offer him like do some shoes or like some Timberland boots for him and stuff. I ain't heard back, whatever. But
I got the hookup. I got you.
okay, that's what's
I got
up.
you.
But yeah, man. Again, you were talking about the shoes and stuff.
Yeah, we got
thank
off the
y'all-
rails here. Yeah.
Well, no, I love it. I can't thank y'all enough for doing the videos and the box openings and
Dude,
stuff.
that's the least we could do. We love it.
It was like, I mean, I'm not anything like she knows. I hated social media for a long time because it just does nothing but give nothing like negative shit. I didn't even before social media. I had no idea about like. I mean, everybody knows what rape is, but I mean, who the fuck knew anything about like all this horrible shit going on?
True.
Like, child trafficking, sex trafficking stuff. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't know, but as a kid, like as you're growing up, like now, like if Jackson got on and saw a bunch of the social media stuff and saw all this evil, dude, I don't even know how I'd be able to handle it then. But like,
Well, yeah,
now
I
I see
agree.
it's nothing but negative. But she got all that stuff started, and the fact that y'all went on and did these videos, I've been getting more business. I've been getting more followers and stuff. And like, I hate saying like, oh, I've got this many followers or whatever. But I mean, I know that means something because eventually it could turn into something to where it could be an actual job that I make money to support my family. So I can't thank y'all enough for that, man. I
Dude,
really,
imagine
really
how
appreciate
dude, we don't mind at all. We absolutely love it. The shoes that you make are like amazing, like unbelievable. Imagine if you could do that full time to feed your family, how busy you would be. I mean, you'd be busy doing something that you love. I know how that feels. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, how cool would that be to just like your schedule is completely full of just doing that.
Right now, because what I do now takes up a lot of time. It's like 12 hours a day. And I'll normally be up like last night, I probably came to bed at like 2:00, finishing up y'all's stuff. Like I have to do it in the middle of the night. Luckily I don't sleep anyway.
Well, that's when I do my writing. I feel that.
Yeah. So like when you're up, when you're laying in bed and you're sitting there thinking like, I need to get up, but I need to sleep, but I need to get up. There's a stress in that too. But like,
Yeah, there is.
all of a sudden, like you'll get like you're writing, you'll probably be boom, you got to get up and you got to like write it down or something, or you'll forget it.
Right.
Have you ever sat there and been like, I'll remember it later on or something, and just forget
but
it?
I've learned that lesson the hard way. I will not do that anymore. I used to do it all the time. Be like, dude, that is so funny. I will never forget that. And I will literally be like, well, I don't even know. I won't even know what the context of it was. I forgot it altogether.
Yeah. See,
So now I will write it down.
Oh yeah, I grab my phone and I'll put notes in and stuff. Like if I have an idea for a shoe or like like if somebody wants something like just did some Smokey and the Bandit.
I saw those.
Custom shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like. I thought to myself, I want to paint them like the Trans Am, and then put like Burt Reynolds on one side, and then Buford T. Justice on the other, and then like what they were gonna say. And I was like, I could make this look okay. And I started typing these notes to look up certain fonts and stuff for like the 70s and everything. And then on the back, I wanted to make Smokey and the Bandit on the back and like how I could do that. And I start thinking about how finally got a sewing machine that I'm finally learning how to use, so I can start putting different fabrics and stuff on the shoes. And I'll get up and I'll have to force myself to roll over and get my phone and like type something in, or I'll have to get up and say, okay, I got to work on shoes now.
If you were doing it full time and you didn't have anything to do, how long on average does one shoe take if you combine the hours you put into it?
I mean, that's a really good question. I've talked to some customizers and stuff, and they say that, it took them 72 hours or whatever. I'm like, 72 hours? I was like, so you stayed what? Like 72 hours?
Yeah.
I mean, what do they do? Like, do they?
Do they mean that they just
float?
gave
Like,
you the shoes 3 days later? Is that what they're
right? I'm like,
Yeah.
what, did it take you 3 days to get it to them? And they're
Right.
like, oh, well, I put in this much time or this much time. And like,
I mean, actual work time. Like if you go to sleep, then that doesn't count.
if I have it in my mind, I could probably get it done 3-4 hours. Like
Nice.
a decent, like,
Not a
pair of,
really
like,
meticulous.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I wanted to go into detail, I'll put in about 4 hours just getting everything set. But then if I want to go in and put details on it, that's the tough spot. Is like being able to get the right colors mixed and everything.
Sure.
It takes that kind of time. But if there's ever if a team reached out or something, and they wanted this specific thing on this many pair, I can get everything prepped, lined up, painted, boom, done. I can get it done in a day
Yeah.
because it's all the same thing.
Right.
But my thing is I always want any pair that I do, I want it to be different from the first. I never want to do the same pair twice.
Sure. So you wouldn't ever want to be like where somebody could be like, hey man, I want that Brave set.
If like yours, like if I
Or
redid
just
yours,
anything. I'm just saying like you made a set of shoes and somebody's like, dude, I fucking love those. I want those shoes. Or if you had a website where you're like, you could get these Lakers shoes.
if I wanted to do, if I decided to set that up, like if enough people ask me for the ones that you
Right.
have,
Yeah.
I would reach out to you first, and I'd be like, "Hey,
Of course. Go
I
ahead.
know, but you're
Call
you're
it the
nice guy."
Justin Stagner line.
That's what I was gonna say. I'd call the Justin Stagners. You call them the Air Stagners or something.
the Air
Stagner
Stags.
ones.
The Air Stags.
And, yeah, like something like that. But if somebody, like a lot of people want me to just emulate like an old like a
right.
Travis
They just
Scott
want
or
to
something.
redo it. Yeah.
I hate that, man.
I would too. I would think that would take away from everything that
There's
you
no
wanted to
creativity
do.
in
Right,
it.
sure.
You know what I mean?
That's somebody else's creativity
Yeah.
that you're yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and I
feel
get that. Like if they want that, but say it's like $1,000 shoe, but nobody, I understand that.
Get it.
I can do that. Like I just did a set of cleats, like these Travis Scott cleats for a guy that reached out to me on Instagram and got them sewn in and everything like that and sent them to him, and he was just ecstatic because he's always wanted those and he was a kid, and I was
Right.
like, yeah, I don't mind doing that. But
Now he sold them for $1,000.
yeah, if some, you probably, but if anybody wanted like the same shoe as you, I would put a little bit of a different spin on it, even if it's slight, but I would make sure that it was noticeable. But if there was ever like a time where I could like put like the Stags or something like that, then yeah, I mean, I could put them online and then people can just buy them if they want that one. And it's easy to do because I've done it so many times.
Right.
I
You
can
get
just
into
put-
a rhythm with
Yeah.
it. It's like anything else. It's like it's the same thing when I talk to people that do content and I'm like, they'll be like, yeah, dude, that little minute and a half skit took me 8 hours between editing and all that. And I'm like, the fuck are you doing? I'm like, dude, I mean, it maybe takes me and Courtney 30 minutes tops to film it. It takes me then maybe another 30 to edit it. Like, I'm not one of those, man, all day I was up editing all night. I'm like, what are you doing? Your video, it'd be different if you watched their video and they had CGI and all this stuff going on. I'm like, why did that take you 8 hours to edit that?
Yeah,
I think some people just either they're exaggerating it or they're awful at it. It's one of the two.
it feels like
It feels like
I'm.
I'm much more of a grinder if I'm like, dude, that took me 8 hours. I'm like, no.
There are times where I'm the opposite though. Like I'll say, oh, it'll take me about 4 hours or whatever, but I'm so meticulous at it, and I'm like sitting.
I know
there
there's
looking at
times there's
take me so
videos
much
that
longer.
will take a long time to edit, especially if you're talking to yourself or there's a green screen involved. It's
Sure.
same thing. Whatever's harder is going to take longer. And I'm a perfectionist. I'm sure you are.
Yes, I don't ever want to let a pair of shoes out unless it's like exactly what I want them to be. I'll get an idea of what they want, but a lot of times I'll put my spin on it, and I'll hate it like immediately. Anytime I'm done with it, like when I got done with yours, I'm like, oh fuck, these are trash. Like yeah, the guys at work, like
I feel that, dude. I feel it.
and
I do.
I was like, these are just fucking terrible. I hope he likes them. I mean, they're so basic. And I sent them out, and I'm glad you liked them. I'm glad that Courtney liked hers. Like hers, I was like, I got to do
There's
something.
no way. I was
crazy.
about to say, there's no way you thought hers were basic at all. Mine are nowhere near basic.
With hers, I was like, I've got to think of something that's going to make them stand out instead of them just being the colorway. So then I was like, oh, I could use these rhinestones, and I put that on there and stuff, and the paint that changed color. Now, as far as what somebody likes, the way that they look, if somebody says, hey, I want this, okay, perfect. And I reach out, do you want this? And I'll start asking some questions, and all they do is just not respond, or they go, yeah. I'm like, guys, I mean, give me something.
Yeah,
If
right.
you want me to freestyle it,
Otherwise,
fine.
you're getting my shoe, like
Right.
what I like.
If you want me to
It
freestyle
has nothing to
it,
do with what you like.
exactly.
Right.
You want me to freestyle it, no problem. But give me something. You
Right.
want like Rick and Morty or like, old school, like Rick and or Ren and Stimpy or Rocko's Modern, something like that. Just you like that, or what are you a fan of? What is it that you would want to wear these? What's going to make you look at them and be like, oh my god,
Right.
I want you to like when you say you didn't want to wear them. That's a huge compliment to me. Huge. I want you to wear them because it's like it's like, hey, where the fuck did you get those? And it's like, well, Jay.
And we got asked a bunch at Truist Park.
Oh, good.
And we told everybody your Instagram. I'm guessing that's the best place to get you. That's where I always talk to you at.
Yeah.
So I always give your Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram is the place. I mean, I got a TikTok, but I'm not.
Yeah, Instagram's so much easier to use.
Instagram is
and
easy
to communicate on.
Yeah, I don't have a Facebook. She has the Facebook. So like anytime
TikTok doesn't even let you send like links in the messages or none of that. It's aggravating.
No, it's I sometimes I'll keep up with it, sometimes I won't. YouTube, I'll send that stuff up, but Instagram just seems to be the easiest thing for me to
Yeah,
use.
well, I mean, YouTube doesn't even have DM, so
Yeah.
Instagram I always recommend that.
Yeah. So with hers, I wanted to make them to where I wanted them to pop. Like that's why I always ask questions. Like when I was asking, like, what is it she likes? She likes that. And then y'all said the City Connect.
Yep.
I was like, cool. And then I started getting all these ideas. I changed them probably 3 times.
Yeah.
Because I would have different ideas and stuff. And that was my biggest problem, is sticking with an idea, because I'll be like, oh shit, I could do this. And God bless her, I'll be talking to her about it and she's like,
I know, dude.
cool. Yeah, no, that sounds cool. That sounds cool. And I show them to her and she's like, yeah, those look neat. Okay. And everybody asks, have you done a pair for her? And I'm like, ask her. And they like joke with me about it. And they're like, why haven't you done any more for her? And I'm like, she doesn't care for, like the Jordans that she's wearing now. Those are her favorite pair. Those are her favorite pair. And now
Those
that
are
she
what
started,
are those, 4s, right?
those are the
Threes?
twos. Those are the twos.
Those are not 2s.
Those are twos.
Those are not 2s.
Those are twos.
They're not.
They're,
3s.
who do you think?
I
Let us know in the comments.
I would so love to be correct here.
Hey guys, don't forget to smash that like button, notifications, and follow and subscribe. Tell us in the comments if these are twos, or what did you say?
Let's do it right here. I got the phone.
All right.
I'm going to be wrong on my own podcast, and it's going to feel great.
I swear to God, if I'm wrong, I'm going to be really. They're going to be like, who's going to trust this asshole? We can cut this out.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're wrong, we're going to have to. What do you want to know?
What's that?
They're 3s.
Shit! No, the twos are the fuck. They're the high tops, the ones that I was thinking about with the rubber up the back. Son of a bitch.
Man, I'm just a Jordan fan.
So am I, but now I look like a complete asshole. Can
these
you
are
tell me
the-
which are these?
Hold on. 6?
Close.
7?
Sevens.
7s.
The 6 and 7s are very similar.
2s are the only ones I've never had. Those are the 2s.
Those are the ones.
Yeah.
Those are the twos. I was just thinking to myself whenever he was pulling them up, I'm like, I think
Guys,
I'm
he
wrong.
knew
I
what
think
he
I'm
was
wrong.
talking about. He's a shoe
I was
guy.
like, I think I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong.
I just
think
happened to
I'm
be
wrong.
perfectly right
But
today.
yeah, hey, it's your podcast. That's fine. I did it on purpose.
Yeah, there you go. We'll cut it all
They're
out.
gonna be like, Jay don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Maybe loosen up that top hat, dickhead.
I tell you what, another reason that I knew is Malcolm wore those shoes the other day, but his were navy. And I was like, I like those 4s. And he was like, these are fucking 3s. And I was like, damn, dude, okay.
Fours are the ones. I almost wore my 4s.
I have 4s in there. They got the little triangle,
the
lace
plastic
keeper
thing,
or whatever it is.
Yeah. Damn, twos. Those are the twos were the ones that I was trying to get in Miami, but you said no.
I've never had 2s.
Well, you didn't like them. You didn't say no. She beats me.
We have so many pairs of 1s.
Yeah,
Those are our favorites.
Ones are great. I like these. I love 5s. 5s are extremely comfortable.
yeah.
My feet are not small.
Do you remember
So
when they
fun.
came out with the 5 lows? I bought them immediately. They were
Really?
so comfortable.
Yeah, the 5 lows that they came out with were the grapes, like the ones that with the purple tongue on them. The
I
purple
had
and
the
silk tongue.
red and black.
Yeah,
They had like 3 colorways.
they had red and black. They had mostly black, and then purple and teal.
Yeah, I never got the
Those
purple
are-
ones,
those
but
are
I
the-
know exactly which one you're talking about.
Those are the low top versions of the ones you got me. She started all this. She got me. I've always loved shoes.
Yeah.
And I used to tell myself, I'll just, because my feet, I'm in size 16.
Yeah.
So when I was 11,
Seems like that'd be easy to find though.
no, they don't make as many.
That makes
So
sense.
you would think, but like as soon as they come out, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone immediately.
Well, that's how mine are. I'm a 9.5. It's like they're just gone.
Yeah. Well, And I know that here's a trick: look up women's sizes because they don't make something that could a woman's 17 or a woman's 15 to where it'd be my 16. You can find a 10 and a half in a woman's shoe, and it'd be the same colorway, and it'd look the exact same.
Yeah.
So you're lucky.
But we started getting Courtney youth.
Yeah.
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 Because it's so crazy because she had no interest in tennis shoes when I married her at all. None. I got her her first pair of ones, and then I got her some. I don't remember what. I got her a different pair of Jordans. Maybe I just got her ones and then one lows. And dude, it's just like I just started a fire. Every time I turned around, we're getting another Jordan box at the house. I'm like, so now she's got more than me.
Well, that's great though, because if she is, then you can.
Oh well,
That's
I
the
always
rules. That's
I
the law
always
of marriage.
was.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, I was going to say that's the law of marriage.
Like I was like every girl that they've always talked about. Like just shoes. I just had so many shoes.
Dude, I'm like that whenever it comes to discomfort. Like I've got a pair of 15s that's a little snug, and I'm like, shit, I'll just deal with it.
Yeah,
I'll just deal with it. My toes are all mangled.
When I work with Malcolm and them, it's so funny to listen to them when like it's a release day. They're like, man, I wear 12s, but like I can't fit in 11s. If they got 13s, get them. Maybe a 10 and a half. I'm like, you can't wear that.
Sure, you can. You just stuff a sock in the front so they don't crease and shit.
I ain't got shit on Malcolm. Malcolm's got like at least 80 pair. His entire closet is the boxes, and they just wrap back around.
That's like mine. I keep the boxes.
Yeah.
I keep the boxes. I don't have 80 pair, but I probably got a good
80
20
pair.
or something.
At least 80.
But I thought I had a decent.
I did too, because I got
collection.
probably 20, something like that.
Yeah.
No, Malcolm,
80 pair.
dude.
Not all J's. Like he's probably got like
Majority J's though.
Good.
But like,
Okay, good.
I've never seen him in anything but Nikes or J's. I've never seen him in like Under Armour or Reebok or anything like that.
So that's part of my argument whenever we go over the LeBron or Jordan or Kobe
Yeah.
discussion. That's always,
The shoes got to be brought into it.
dude. I'm when it comes to that type of shit online, I'm here for it. Like I love being just.
I'll argue with anybody about that all the time.
Yeah, this is the main thing that I say to everybody now. When you're a kid, or what number would you call dibs on? Because back in the day, dibs, or I call it, meant
Even
shit.
LeBron called dibs.
Thank you. He was number 23 in high school. He was number 23 in the pros. Who was 23 first? Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. And when you have somebody who does not pay attention to sports at all, but could tell you that's Michael Jordan.
Right. Exactly.
Sorry, I know that's it's just a part of an argument. Like if she saw LeBron James, she'd be like, he plays basketball.
I don't even
That's
think
it. She
people
wouldn't know who it was.
I don't even think people realize how popular Michael Jordan would be if he was popular in the social media era. Like Mr. Beast, Ronaldo wouldn't have shit on this dude.
No,
It would be the first guy with billions of followers.
it would be insane.
Yeah.
It would be
like if he had social media in the 90s, it was unbelievable. It was like he had social media back then.
But he's the type that he somebody would do it for him. I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think LeBron sits there and posts his own shit. He just seems that kind of guy. like if you look, yep. And
I don't even think Michael would have to post. I think he could just have an account.
That's it.
No posts, billions of followers.
Posts, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It'd just be a blank screen.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even have, all it would have to be is a number 23. Wouldn't even have to be his face.
Exactly.
If anybody thought it was Michael Jordan, it would just explode. I think that's one of the arguments that's just insane to me. Like if you look at LeBron and Kobe and Jordan, you got 1A and 1B to me is 1A is Jordan, 1B is Kobe.
Yes.
It's their mentality.
I completely agree with that.
It's their mentality.
That's 100% what separates them. I don't care what anybody says. Now, if you would have gave Michael Jordan LeBron's like body and height and stuff, come on, man.
It'd be done. Like they would just shut the league down. Yeah. They'd be like, we can't, this isn't fucking fair. This is like a dad beating the shit out of a bunch of
the way the
2-year-olds.
Pistons beat up Jordan at his size. If he was LeBron's size, it would have just been bodies laid everywhere.
Oh my God. Yeah. And think about if LeBron played back then.
Yeah.
But could take the fouls. He'd definitely be in a much deeper argument for me. If he could take the fouls and
Agree.
And there's something to be said for the flopping thing. That's annoying, but I mean, hey, he's going to do what he can to get the ball. You got to think about it like that.
I do, but I still hate it.
But I hate it too. I hate that shit. I mean, he barely gets touched, and he's like, oh, and he falls. And
I love the ones. I love the videos you see where a hand goes like this, and then it's him just going like,
yeah, and he lays down with his hand over his face, and he's like, Oh my God.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know what kills me about that? You know that there's replays, and you know how much hate you're about to get for it.
Did you see
Yeah,
when he
like
looked to see if they called the foul?
you know how much hate you're about to get for this stupid shit. That drives me insane.
Dude, I'm always curious. I want to be like, if I had the opportunity to interview either his wife or him, I would be like, I'm choosing the wife. And the only question I'd be asking her is, when you see your husband do that,
Yeah, right.
are
right?
you just like,
how
man,
does
I
that
can't
make
wait
you
to
feel?
climb on top
Here
of that
he goes
later.
with this shit again.
Yeah,
like that's
or are you like, Jesus, I've got to go find a teammate of his or something to just hook up with because I can't deal with this shit. Because this is just horrible. Because you've seen these videos of like, and she's like, okay, here we go. Because like I'll get on the soapbox of like how women are different and just how horrible they are now. Like I'm just the way that they act and think and like, and I know it's a few, it's not all, but like these videos that they take of these women and like there was one who was a cage fighter, right?
Yeah.
She was talking to Joe Rogan. Her husband was a cage fighter. As he was fighting, he got put on his back and got hit, and his arms straightened out like this. And she said from that moment on, she couldn't look at him sexually attractively or anything. She just completely lost all attraction.
Christ.
She was on the same card. Okay. He did this to block. It wasn't like he got knocked out. Because everybody thinks when he did this, it's like,
Yeah. I thought you were
it's like-
saying he got,
yeah, I think it's like
convulsions.
Tua.
Yeah.
Like throwing gang signs and shit. But he won the fight. He came back and won the fight. She was on the same card, got her ass knocked the fuck out. And she's the one who left him.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and he's like talking about it on video and he's like, it's not meant to be comedic, but he's sitting there and he's like hitting the bag and he's like, so what you want to do is you want to hit the bag like this? And he stops and he's like, and I know some of you heard about my wife leaving. It's just like,
For God's sakes, dude.
It's like,
Don't
damn.
address that. Just let
And he's
that
like,
go.
Yeah. So then you want to turn. I'm like, oh my God, dude. This
Was he
is
at least
so
meaning
sad.
it to be funny?
No. I don't think it was meant to be
dude.
comedic.
Jesus.
And the thing is if you have like, if it's a live or something and you're doing like a tutorial, that's out there forever.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the name of them, but all you got to do is just Google
I could
it
find
and
that in
it'll
2
pop up. And
seconds.
it's just, you could definitely find the woman's clip though, man. And everybody is just ripping her apart. And I'm just like,
Well, at least they let him have it
maybe-
in the comments,
yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. Maybe you keep that to yourself. Like,
Well, dude, it's like those girls that go on podcasts and you'll hear them on there and she's like, my man's got to have 6 figures and he's got to blah, 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 blah. And the guy will be like, well, I mean, do you have to do anything? And she's like, I'm like, but why in your
What are you
mind?
bringing
I
to
just
the
don't
table?
understand it.
what are you bringing to the table besides?
And they'll tell them like a bunch of logical things. They're like, okay, say that man's got that. You don't think he's going to choose a woman that looks like you that at least brings something
Yeah.
to the table or supports him?
Yeah.
And then
There are
she's like,
doppelgangers everywhere.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like being hot only gets you so far.
Yeah.
You're always going to be hot. You know, hot people are always going to win a little bit. You know?
Oh, well, sure. I mean,
I tell people that all the time. They get mad about these Instagram accounts where these girls don't say anything. They just smile on there because they're hot. I'm like, look, quit getting mad about that. They're always going to be there.
I'm one of them. I hate it.
Even if you hate it,
I'm
they're
just like-
always going to be there. Like hot people are always going to exist, and people are always going to want to look at them.
Uh-huh.
Like that's just.
I had a friend of mine that I worked with a while back, and I don't know if he's going to see it, so I won't say any names, but like he goes, my girl's starting an OnlyFans, man. You should subscribe. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm
Jesus
good, bro.
Christ.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what? I'm good. Hey, man, you don't have to watch it. I'm like,
Just
so you want me
give
to
us the
just
money.
pay you? Like, do you need money?
I was about to say, you need
Like,
$20.
Shit. Ugh. Like that's and it, to each their own. But if you have kids, don't do that shit.
Dude, they're gonna.
do that
That's immortalized.
Dude.
It's never gonna go away.
It's
That's gonna be out there forever.
yeah. The internet is forever.
Forever.
It's but it's just like I
I was listening to Jeff Dye the other day, and he made a perfect point. He's like, I don't understand how we've gotten so pro-sex worker.
yeah.
He's like, but we're against the guys that support the sex workers.
yeah. Right.
He's like,
No
this
shit.
woman over here, being like, I'm independent. I don't need no man. And then all these men are giving her the money.
Uh-huh.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's funny is the ones that you see that they're like horrified because all of a sudden they find out that their stepdad or something subscribes.
Oh, for God's sakes!
I'm like, oh my God,
That's some kind of that's trauma that you don't think you can overcome. I don't know if there's an amount of therapy that'll get you out of it.
No.
Imagine you walk in your stepdad's room like, "Hey, did mom go to the?"
You see her,
He said, "It's you, like it's you."
oh my God, oh Jesus Christ, yeah, man. With the way that they've been going to where my man needs to be this tall or this or whatever, and it's like these pigs.
Oh yeah, those are the best.
You're like, what? That mongoloid that was on that one wherever she was like,
You talking about Optimus Prime? Jesus, dude. Dude, nothing pisses me off more than
like
a
Jabba the
fat lady with a bad attitude. I'm like, dude, you know you're supposed to be like really nice.
the fact that we're talking to you is a gift. Like,
Yeah, like you're supposed to be the bitch that sucks dick all day. You're supposed to be the nicest, best cook.
oh my God, man. Seriously, Eddie Murphy.
That's the dads. Like it was the dads back in the day that told him like, baby, you are special. No man deserves you. And then they just kept eating and they got huge and they're just like, I don't need no, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like,
I don't need a man.
you can't be a bitch and be that big.
No, you got to be jolly and shit. Like you can't be a bitch.
Nice.
You think you're gonna eat well, but you don't because she's gonna be like,
do y'all see me? Like I'm funny. I'm not an asshole.
You got a jovial, jolly laugh.
Yeah,
about
like
you.
I'm gonna try to make you laugh. I'm not in here like an asshole, like an arrogant dickhead.
Oh shit! Like
I know that I have to compensate. That's why I'm funny.
Eddie Murphy says it the best, and I say this to her all the time, like just joking. Like if you don't work, she works. So I'm not saying to her,
Sure.
she fucking kill me. But like, it's just like all you gotta do is fuck your husband. That's it. Fuck your husband. That's it. And if you do it well and you have a decent personality, he'll want to keep you around. It's not like he's going to get tired of you. Men will never get tired of the same piece of ass ever if you can hang out.
Yes.
If you can talk and like the same shit. You don't even have to like the same shit, but I mean if you can joke with each other, if you have a good sense of humor with each other, if you love, like I've outkicked my coverage with her.
I did too.
I
I feel it.
So lucky. Like it's, when I talk about her and shit, I start choking up and stuff. Like it's just, I got extremely blessed to have her in my life because I hate who I used to be. Oh my God. I can sit here and talk to you honestly and tell you things that are actually fun to talk about instead of like what I used to be. I would lie to you about everything just to make you pay attention to me. I wanted that kind of attention. I was the biggest piece of shit.
No people
Justin.
like that, yeah.
Dude, God. And then she called me out on it and she just made me a much better person.
Dude, I remember when I first started, that's awesome to hear. I love hearing stuff like that. I remember when I first started dating Courtney, I was used to like I'd been through some awful relationships or whatever.
Sure.
And she had been through some too. But she was used to like just running over any guy that she got. I mean, just running over it. And I remember she told me this the other day. I never knew it. But she told me, she's like, when we were dating, she's like, I don't think I ever told you this. Because like she just blew up over nothing. Like one of those things where like I texted her about something. She said she was having a bad day. And then I said something like, not even rude. It was just like, oh, well, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. She was like, well, maybe you just ought not come over tonight. And she said, I replied and said, okay. And I didn't reply to her anymore. And I didn't come over. And she said the next day, she was like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
he didn't come over. We didn't fight. She's like, I just knew from right then. She's like, I'm not going to be able to do any bullshit with him.
Oh, God forbid there be a nice, healthy relationship. Right? Like, it's healthy.
Like we didn't go toxic right off the bat.
See, me, if that ever happened to me, I'd be like, okay, she said okay, so I think we're all right. If she just goes K, I'm fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
K's
done.
a big one.
Yeah, K.
That's it. Yeah. I was literally like, okay, cool. Like one of those, like I didn't even, I guess in my head, I was just like, well, I mean, I'm not fixing to go over there and fight. Because I don't remember this at all. She tells me this.
See, you're good with that.
To me, it was just like okay, well.
Back in the day,
She's in a bad mood. I'm not going.
Yeah, back in the day, the way I used to be, I would have been on her doorstep.
Oh, dude, yeah, like
I'd crawl
screaming,
up there.
fighting, all this shit. Yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah. It's what's awesome that comes with age is you just don't give a fuck about certain things anymore.
It's true. It is true. Age has a lot to do with it. Like, I'm sure there's some people, I know plenty of people that are in their 50s that still act like they're 20, but by the time I was that age, I was like, I've had a 12-hour shift. I'm not about to go over there and fight. She said she's in a bad mood, not come. Okay.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't need
I'm
that.
sure that's what I was thinking. Just like, fuck that, man. I got to get up at 4:00 in the morning. I'm not going over there.
Yeah, I don't need that draining over on me.
And she was, I didn't even know, she was sitting over there like, what? She's like, and he really didn't come. He didn't show up. She's like, aren't we supposed to be screaming by now?
That's. I mean, you know, as you start getting, how old is Courtney?
She's a year behind me, so 34.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, it's as you get older, you just realize that a lot of shit just doesn't matter as much.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. My dad told me whenever you hit 40, there's going to be a glorious, like the sun's going to be brighter, the air's going to be sweeter, because you're not going to give a fuck about what anybody else has to say.
Oh, dude. And by the time you get to like
oh my God.
70, like that's why all these old men just say what they think. Like,
It's the fucking because fuck off. What I've lived my life.
Exactly.
I've lived it. What are you gonna do? Kill me over it?
Exactly.
Fine. Let me sleep.
exactly.
She hates that about me because I'm not saying that I'm doing like superhero shit, but I'm not afraid of death. Like I'm just like, okay, I'll finally be able to sleep. I just I'm so tired from work all the time. She doesn't like. You can see her
We're
face.
going to find you a fun. You're about to have a fun job. You're about to do. She's full time.
That's the hope. We'll see. I think I'm gonna end up dying in that chair.
I feel like we've talked very little at all about what you're actually doing.
Yeah.
We know how you started, and that's it.
Yeah. So, well, the way it really started, like the little bit of a longer story to kind of give you more, content about that is, I got furloughed from work when I worked with Cadillac
For COVID?
during COVID. Mhm.
Yeah.
And when I was at the house, we would do shipped orders. Like we would just go all over the place doing shipped orders. She would get the order. I'd be in the car. We'd load it up in the car. I'd go while she'd get another order, and we'd just be like a round robin kind of thing.
Kind of like hot shotting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. And we did pretty good, but there was a lot of time. And I used to go to the gym a lot, and then they shut down the gyms and
I
everything.
know,
so
dude. I was in good shape when COVID
my
happened.
God, man. And yeah, along comes a spiral as you start getting older. You're just like, oh, fuck it. I mean, what's one day? And then it turns into a month. But she was like, a lot of people, and I'm hoping I'm remembering this correctly. You will let me know if I'm not. But the way that I've told this story so many times is kind of how I remember it. She was like, why don't you do like a podcast? Like everybody's talking to themselves and these computers and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're a huge fantasy football fan and stuff. Just do one of those. Because I got into it just thinking I was going to start with fantasy football stuff because I'm obsessed with fantasy football.
Yeah.
Just obsessed. And I started doing these like recordings, and what was it called? Anchor back in the day?
Maybe.
It was called Anchor. And you had an app, and you would record it, and then you could just send it through
Like a
to
one-click upload?
Apple. Yeah.
Nice.
And you could put it on iTunes. And I had a bunch of fantasy football podcast stuff on there. And then I've always been able to put what's in here on paper. I could sculpt it, paint it, whatever. If I think about like breaking up a table and putting the rocks in the right spot, I could just always been able to do that.
Yeah.
And I've always been like a big fan of sneakers. And I went back to work, and the first guy I did paperwork for was Marcus Allen, the running back for the Raiders in Kansas City. And there, you know about him and OJ and that whole thing?
No.
I don't know if should I talk about it? So from what I gathered, man, I don't know if I should talk about that.
We'll just skip that part then.
Okay. let's just say Ron Goldman was there instead. Anyway, so fuck, that was pretty much it. So
I was about to say.
So anyway, I'm doing the interview, like I'm talking to him while I'm finishing up his paperwork and everything, because I do finance paperwork and stuff for a car dealership. And one of the guys that I'm still close friends with, he's the biggest Alabama fan I've ever met.
Wow.
The biggest. When I told him
More
that,
than Roll Tide Willie?
man, he wears suits, like crazy suits. He looks like a Batman villain.
Oh.
Yeah. So he wears these suits that are either cream white or crimson and white pinstripes or crimson pinstripes. He's the most flamboyant person that I've ever seen when it comes to supporting his team. Besides Roll Tide, Roll Tide Willie is pretty.
Yeah, I mean, if Roll Tide Willie wore suits, that would be weird.
Right. So he's a huge. Whenever he found out that because of you, Roll Tide Willie, they reached out to me to get some
Nice.
shoes and stuff. So
Sweet.
I'm going to be working on some stuff.
Sweet. He ain't gonna wear them.
Yeah. And this guy's got this silver tongue. So when he talks like this, just like Baby Billy.
Uncle Baby Billy.
Yeah, Uncle Baby Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's going to happen? Hey, Marcus, why don't you he does a podcast. Why don't you say, hey, my name's Marcus now. You listen to the podcast, which was, the Fantasy Football Plug podcast. That's how it all started because I'd plug in people with information about fantasy football and stuff. And then it just kind of took off from there as far as Jay the Plug goes. So before he left, he goes, well, when do you want to do this interview? And I'm like, I didn't correct him. Like, when do you want to do this interview? So we exchanged numbers. We still talk sometimes, like text back and forth. Like the last time we went to Vegas, I talked to him a little bit. But he came on the show. We did a Zoom interview. And it was just us having a conversation. It was really cool. Like I looked up some stats and stuff and talked to him about him. Like if anybody like drafted him in fantasy football, we'd have blah, 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 blah. Just kind of stick with, the theme, but ended up just being a conversation. And he enjoyed it. He said, I definitely want to try and help you start doing this more often. So I spoke with like Jerome Bettis, Ronnie Lott and stuff. And, just started making these connections with these people. And luckily I've been blessed enough to still have like these friendships. Like, I talked about T-Pain and stuff. And I still talk to these guys, which I never thought.
Right. You didn't even think that would ever be possible.
No. So I got reached out to by an agent and come to find out it was Jamal Williams' agent. But he reached out and he said, hey, it's going to cost about $1,000. Cause I would get on Instagram. Cause she even said, she was like, look, start a, social media. And she started it for me. So like she basically, she can see everything on there or whatever, which I like, because it just keeps away any type of bullshit.
Sure.
And so I get reached out to by an agent and he was like, yeah, it costs about $1,000 to do an interview. And I was like, well, I haven't paid for an interview and I don't have that kind of money. I'm not working right now. But he, I told him, I was like, well, would he be interested in like custom shoes or cleats? Cause I had a friend of mine that I actually did a deal with, and he worked at, in Queens, really. He worked at Nike, so he can get like 45, 50% off at the time.
Nice.
So I was like, okay, cool. Would you be interested in like shoes or cleats or something? And he was like, well, let me get back to you. 2 minutes later, he's like, yeah, absolutely. And then to this day, like I do, Jamal Williams, he was wearing my cleats whenever he broke Barry Sanders' record.
Dude, that's so
with
cool.
the Lions and stuff. And I'm doing these crazy, I wanted to bring one, but I forgot to bring it. But like I'm doing all these crazy Pokemon cleats for him and stuff for like a display that he's making. And then after that, I was just like, So I start offering people custom shoes or cleats or something to come on the show. And then it started to where I didn't even have to do any of that stuff. Like Darren Waller became a friend and like he'd come over for dinner and stuff. Like I just got to meet all these interesting people. And if that's all that comes from it, I'm fine with it.
Sure.
Like, I just think it's really cool to be able to, and like, shit, I met you this way.
Yep.
Like it's just, I've been really blessed to be able to meet a lot of really cool people. And that's pretty much how it all started.
Dude, that is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
And you brought some for me.
I did.
You want to open them on the pod?
Sure, man. Yeah.
That's how we'll wrap it up. Time flies by when you got somebody that actually enjoy talking to.
First off, I know, seriously.
Yeah.
This is something I brought to you. I know you're a big Alabama fan.
I am.
Kenyon Drake autographed this. I don't know if you can see the A's and so that's
what?
some
Thank
memorabilia
you.
for you.
Oh, I see the A's.
Yeah, man.
Dude.
If you roll over the side, Roll Tide there.
I see.
And in celebration of one of my favorite skits that you do, because I'm a big nostalgia fan. Like I love the 90s.
Sure.
And I'm a 90s baby.
Dude, what? Oh my God. I'm going to freak out because I'm a 90s baby. And if you ask Courtney Stagner before I even open these, the way that I dress and everything, colorway wise and everything, is so nostalgia 90s type of deal.
I'm the same. I love like the neon and everything.
Dude, Courtney's going to shit her pants. This screams Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
These are so sick. Y'all, like, I don't know what you're doing if you're not checking him out. Okay, now these I'm wearing.
Yeah.
I'm wearing these
Good.
for sure.
Good.
Like these. Oh fuck, man!
I'm glad you like it, man.
I'm getting shelving to put in here, and it's gonna be a hard. Like I might when I'm not wearing them, they're gonna go behind me and be
Sure.
on the pod full time.
Sure.
Oh, dude, thank you so much.
You wanna
Y'all
see- you wanna
check
see
out
Courtney's?
Jay the Plug. Yeah, she won't get to see them yet, so we'll show the world. By the time this comes out, she'll have seen them.
I wanted to do kind of the same, kind of stay on the same theme,
Dude, yes.
so they'll kind of match a little bit.
Another box. Look at this. Now she hasn't seen these, so y'all get
No.
to see them before she does. Dude, she's gonna shit a brick. She's going to shit a brick. Dude,
And
look,
on
this
the,
is
you
this
can see
is
on the inside too.
this is he even went in the inside. This is an example of Jay's work. Like it's nobody comes close.
Well, thank you, man. I'm
Y'all
glad
give
you
him
like
some business. Y'all give him some business. He has done more
Be
for us.
patient with me, I have another
He
job,
does.
too.
He's done. Yeah, he's done more for us than he ever should have.
Oh, do you want to bring Jackson and
Let's-
show him his?
Well, let's just show his.
Okay.
And then we'll give them to him. Y'all also get to see Jackson's, who's my son, and then we will take them in there and give them to him.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a huge Ninja Turtles fan, and we told him to do a Ninja Turtle theme. So that's what we got going on here. Dude, he is going. He's going to be way more excited than me and Courtney. He might cry. We'll see.
That's what it's all about. Making
Look
the
at
kids
these,
cry.
dude. Like Leonardo that side, Donnie other side. Unbelievable. He's going to lose his mind. And then you see right there on the beginning, it's half and half.
Yeah, it goes from it because I wanted to have
It
all the
fades
faces
in.
on
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
but
of course.
I had the
So
idea
the other
of-
shoe's the other one.
yeah,
The other
instead
two.
of the Nike swoosh, I wanted to put their weapons, so I figured them holding the
what?
weapons instead.
Look at these.
I almost did half Leo and half Raphael, and then half Michelangelo and Donatello.
But I
to
think you did it right.
So
The
you can
colors-
see right.
Yeah, I
so
think
you can
he-
see them split a little
this
bit more.
was the
But I
right
like the way
choice.
that I like the way that they.
Dude, this is amazing. Something about green and orange. That's, I mean, it just always looks like hunting wise and everything. Green and orange
Yeah.
just goes.
Yeah, well, good man. I'm glad you guys like them.
Dude, Jackson's about to lose his mind. We got to go give these to him. Tell everybody where to follow you.
You go on Instagram, Drippin' with Jay. Used to be Plugged In with Jay. It was actually Pac-Man Jones who told me to change it to Drippin' with Jay whenever he brought me on his show. So that's
So
why
it's
it changed
thanks
to
to
that.
him.
And I'll tell you, when I did that, it actually brought more business because I guess whenever it comes to like urban slang, you want to call it.
I was about to say,
whatever,
yeah, it's
because they,
a trending type of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they like their style. I say their style. Jesus Christ, that sounds horrible. I've always been into that, like that culture. Like
Yeah.
I've always loved that culture, and their sneaker, like
I'm a sneakerhead too. I get it.
I mean, let's just be honest, man. I mean, they're cooler than us.
Yeah.
or cooler than me. That's for fucking sure.
They're cool than us.
But yeah, so like I love like the way that they represent, and like the way that they wear their shoes and everything. So I mean, he decided, he was like, change it to Drippin' with Jay because that's more of our slang. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. And then it popped up. So yeah,
Dude,
so that's
y'all go
Drippin' with
follow
Jay.
Yep.
And TikTok, if you decide to go on there, I think it's still Plugged In with Jay, but you can see my face with this shit. It's like the cartoon.
I will tag all of it
top
in
hat
the
on.
description of this video.
Yeah.
So y'all go check him out. Thank you for coming, dude.
Man, thank you so
you
much
for the
for having me.
shoes. You've
This
done
was
so
awesome.
much for us. It's unbelievable.
This was a lot of fun, man. Thank you so much. Hope one day we can do it again.
Yes, sir.
a blast.
Bye, everybody.